Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
Chase, which he was on the receiving end actually during the games yesterday up against Civ. This time maybe going to bring it out himself as it does get locked in.
Yeah, this is kind of
successful, it seems. So is the ward down in the river. Now instantly, there we go. It's going to be instantly. And oh, Kaiwing able to interrupt the lantern with the fist. And there you go. It's going to be first blood.
So in terms of warm-up, Talon definitely has that rhythm going on.
You know, they're on the hot streak right now. They got themselves warmed up yesterday during their best of 5 against Age.
So the direction is the eye is not exposed to Unified and Kaiwing, although it doesn't really help as much.
Oh, nice hook there coming in. They get Koala underneath the tower. That's going to be a teleport. In comes River as well. Puts down the pillar, and that's going to get the slow at least onto Koala. Candy was looking for a possible play onto Bruce and flashing on forward with the orb into the Scatter of the Week. It's a double kill for the Syndra.
Beautifully done, and the biggest question was put on his dancing shoes. Unfortunately, it does not work after the unleashed power to Scatter the Weak.
Oh, Candy gonna get knocked up here as Gemini was able to find himself a knock-up. In comes Mission with the flash, and he'll get himself a nice shutdown on over to the Corki in response.
Taking the long, safe way back, so that is quite unfortunate, but still that's 2 kills on top of a Syndra who's... Wow, this is non-stop.
Again, they're still looking for these fight. Bullet time is going to be there. River gets met by Gemini, and another good pillar is able to occupy Koala. Kaiwing, though, he's got a new target, and it's Bruce once again getting caught out. Kaiwing unstoppable so far with pressure as they just go ahead and clear out vision.
Oh, top.
Oh, we'll get another look here. There we go. Out of the replay. Hanabi, he's able to survive here, but I don't know for how long underneath the tower. Gemini and PK are going to go and try and find themselves a quick and easy kill. Mission comes on by, and he actually gets the credit, so that's going to be some more gold funneled onto the Corki.
And that's going to be another advantage in terms of, you know, Candy managed to get 2 kills, but gets a shutdown coming from Mission, and now an extra kill, too, in his pocket. And it works out pretty well, considering that's going to be first brick tower as well, if Machi decides to rush this, as I don't think Candy will be able to break this as well without the Rift Herald. And it's perfect timing, too, as it is going to spawn. It will time their backs towards base for them to take that reset.
There you go. First tower will go in favor of Machi. That nets them about a 2,000 gold lead overall, but Talon are able to at least take objectives elsewhere, as they'll be able to claim themselves their second dragon of the game in response.
Yeah, that will be the...
It looks like Talon are content just trying to at least pick up the first tier tower in mid in response to this Rift Herald and let that one go on over to Machi.
Oh, I'm worried because there's not... Oh!
He got hooked underneath the tower, has the stopwatch available. Kaiwing has to go and stasis himself. Bullet time, though, is there. That's going to be enough damage to try and take him down. Kaiwing almost gets taken out, but here comes PK on the flank. Gets flashed over. Unfortunately, he ends up flashing into the Aatrox queue. Candy able to survive with a flash of his own, but that's a lot of summoners burned here by Talon in response to just taking the tower in mid lane as he gets matched immediately by this Rift Herald.
Yeah, it's gonna be a support for a support! Coming!
Coming through! It's pretty close, but not enough. This Candy will survive.
I was so...
Pretty big for the side of Machi, and it's something we've rarely seen Machi do is play via PK, but you already see them knocking on the door of the second tier tower. Meanwhile, Hanabi is trying to take first tier, and Machi kind of, you know, turned the switch on after they got themselves that second Rift Herald. They're realizing, all right, you know what, this Aatrox is pretty strong. Mission already has himself the Trinity Force, as well as he's starting to stack his tier item. It's not a bad time to be Machi at this point, as Talon are kind of now looking to at least stop the bleeding here, as they're still down by about 2,000 gold. And to start this, they can. Nice shock blast coming out, ends up hitting Bruce. 5,000 health onto the Dragon. You see Kaiwing and River starting to position themselves. Aatrox went over the wall here, so they could possibly go for the play. Dragon is secured on the side of Machi. Do they find a fight, though, in their favor? Neither side. Colonel up in 50. This is pretty much how Talon likes to play. They did get spotted out here. Koala's going to get knocked up and immediately gets bursted on down, and Kaiwing will get the kill credit. Gemini, though, immediately on top of Unified. In comes the package from Mission from the teleport. In, though, Hanabi tries to answer. PK wants to join in on the slam, and Talon, they try and fight back, but immediately they are just destroyed here by PK and Mission off the teleports.
They were in a perfect situation too, and it seems to me they aren't stopping. They want the killing towards Candy. Yeah, and there's not a lot of peel to work with for Unified, especially that, you know, Candy was not exactly around the area too, so it was free 20-minute mark. So at this point, how can they take advantage and make do of what they have right now with their composition?
Well, this has always been kind of the thing when it comes to Talon. They play into these kind of compositions that you need to try and be aggressive early. You got to try and punish, but unfortunately, it's just not within their style of play unless they are pretty much forced to in a game 4. That himself also 2 levels above Candy. This Corki is an absolute menace, and like that, it's going to be the 3rd Infernal Drake secured by maybe find an all-in in your favor, or maybe find a pick early here as Koala might be caught out. They're doing a little bit back and forth. Does land the hook there onto River. Kaiwing will decide to pull the trigger, but PK is already on the front line, and this Aatrox is massive. Bullet Time wasn't able to do a whole lot itself as Unified just still doesn't have enough damage, it seems, and like
Has to decide if they want to pursue the 4v5.
it's a bit scary. Bruce is going to have the Chain of Corruption coming back off cooldown here shortly. Machi finding that pick or looking for another one here as Candy is way too far forward. Mission is unstoppable. And why is the Syndra in behind
The flank, because their position states that they wanted to push forward to force Machi to go back a little bit and see if maybe Candy can sneak in.
And PK, he gets brought over the wall, but he says thank you because he can
dear.
just run rampant. And unfortunately, Machi are just disgusting at this point. It's a double kill for the Corki. That's another 3 members of Talon down and a wave in the top lane. That's at least going to be the inhibitor. And you got 40 seconds on the Misfortune.
Gemini, I thought he was looking for Hanabi here as he was still lingering around. Oh, it's not going to be canceled.
Well, that's the push. It's going to be up to Hanabi here to try and save the game in game 1 of the grand final. Luckily, Candy is back up. They're going to try and do their best, but Hanabi can't step forward without Mission absolutely blowing him apart. And there you go. Has to flash the safety, but game 1, Machi are able to claim victory here. Candy making a final stand. Talon trying to do their best, but Mission has eyes on the Nexus. And game 1 of the grand final goes in favor of Machi.
They didn't even need to go for Baron to take this W, and with that, Machi with a strong finish all throughout, even during the team fights. And I mean, earlier on, to see where these picks are going to. So Machi can take their time a little bit to see what is the best matchup.
I mean, I think the draft is a little bit odd at this point, but I'm not sure how I feel about Renekton, Pantheon, Echo topside, especially if the Echo is in fact
Top side of the map, knowing that the Trundle could be nearby to provide assistance, and is even going to put down a ward into the River to try and see if he can get that River early. Candy, though, jumping on in. A nice full combo here onto Mission. Mission got to be a little bit careful. No Ignite available, though, for Candy. That's a flash forward, though, and Candy finds himself the 1v1 in mid lane and claims first blood.
And it's go time. That's totally unexpected, and I feel like Mission too, because we didn't mention, or rather, Pantheon with a strong level 3. Top side though.
Top side, PK goes low, but Hanabi now has to deal with the 1v2, and unfortunately, he's going to get turned into a purse immediately in this matchup as PK is going to be able to find that, or they do have the Blast Cone, so we'll see whether or not Talon are going to respect this. Candy, though, they don't care. They just want to try and make that call immediately with the ultimate being popped right away, realizing, though, that Gemini is nearby, and oh my goodness, the mid-air hook coming out of Koala, and Candy just gets decimated. That was disgusting. Virtually the same pathing coming out of Koala as we saw from Kaiwing in game 1. Immediately on the first back, tried to make something happen on toward the top side of the map. It doesn't pan out. But with this too, and the fact that Talon went for a little bit of an awkward...
To see if they can manage to get a sneaky hook from the lingering members of Talon with
River.
But with no vision.
Yeah, River, he pops his sweeper and goes, there's a lot of vision here. And Kaiwing gets caught on over the wall, maybe looking for the blasting cone to get him back to safety. Ends up getting hooked, though, onto Bruce over the wall. River goes, and they're able to find the kill onto the Blitzcrank. In comes Candy looking for the dive. Gets a decent chunk of damage onto Gemini. Hanabi now joining in. Gets the stun there. Bruce is forced to flash away. Dominus popped, and there you go. River diving underneath the tower. Ends up using the rewind to get back to safety. And it's a successful 2-man pickoff coming in favor of Machi.
Nicely done by Talon here. It's not only they get the dragon, but they get a couple of kills as well against Machi here. And that is actually what I really wanted to see when they assemble this composition, denying early game objectives and piling on a little bit of leads here and there.
Game team fight. They're looking for that big wombo combo when you have, 2 to 3 items onto the Orianna, as well as the Misfortune. Candy immediately going in onto the dive, ends up getting brought back into the Death Realm, and unfortunately can't really go anywhere himself, as PK looking for the 1v1 is going to get taken down though in the very end. Meanwhile, top lane, it will be the kill going over to Unified. Bot side though, it is the first tower going in favor of Machi.
And that's going to be a Rift Herald Unleashed, so that's going to be an early inner tower take a top side. And for Machi, they will be exchanging 2 outer towers at least.
Oh.
And yeah, looks
though.
like they're aiming for inhibitor.
River on that Echo with that E, the phase dive, able to help that from going on down, so Machi aren't even able to pick up anything in response. Teleport is going to come through here, though. Candy wants to try and make a play, as he is caught out immediately by Gemini. That's a little bit awkward, as unfortunately now he gets hooked back. Going to get knocked all over the place. Candy still trying to do what he can. PK comes on over toward the side, and I like the idea from the Pantheon. Unfortunately, he just gets caught out. Choke point here for Machi may work out in their favor, but in comes River onto the back line, able to get the damage onto Koala immediately. Not able to finish off the kill, as now Mission threading with the Shockwave, does let it go through. Hanabi, though, gets himself a double kill. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the top side of the map. Could be used if he wants to try and interrupt this. He's still only on his 2 items. Doesn't even have the Spellbinder to actually try and pop that to see what he can do. Still trying to at least get a little bit of damage. Bruce is also nearby. Teleport is going to come out from PK. 3,000 health on to the Baron. Koala over toward the side, trying to get the hook on back. Not going to find it. PK now in the middle of the pit, and it's going to be River that's able to secure the Baron. But I have seen this story before where Talon, sure, you get a Baron, but you lose everything in response, as now Bruce is going to hunt down Kaiwing. And unfortunately, Talon, the risky Barons never pay off.
I can't believe we're seeing this again, and we didn't mention we saw it twice in the AHQ series against Talon. They managed to make it a little bit more safe.
Candy, though, jumps in, is able to take down Mission, so Talon have 1 bear.
And we'll have to see, because Candy is positioned far away a little bit for the dive to happen.
Saw there. Gemini was looking to try and get an engaged. Koala, pretty close to getting Kaiwing. Maybe was looking for River, though. Wasn't able to find it. Hook is going to land, though, immediately onto PK. Bullet time's going to be used very early in Machi. They lost a lot of their damage tools if they try and go for this fight. PK is burning down. He will survive. But now Talon wants to keep up the pressure. Candy going down extremely low, is able to get himself back to safety, but Gemini's ultimate is able to take him down. Hanabi able to avoid the Shockwave of Mission. Now trying to hunt him through the jungle. It's not going to happen. Meanwhile, Dragon was taken here by Talon, and Unified is able to clean up Gemini. And like that, Talon are able to find a kill and a Drake, and are looking for more, because unfortunately Bruce and Koala, they're trying to play hide and go seek, but Talon are on the hunt, and they turn this from 1 kill into 3, as well as a Dragon. Bruce just trying to waste time.
Oh no, yeah, Bruce has no choice but to try and buy some more time. This will also delay his death timer too, so if ever Talon decides to walk away, actually,
he might be able to get the execute on top side, but he's just going to try and waste Talon's time. Talon aren't even doing anything on the map. They're just trying to hunt down Bruce. Maybe they'll delay the death timer. That's awesome, but for them, they're kind of losing any time to do anything. Meanwhile, here comes Candy.
There's
Ended
no
up using
Blast
the teleport. They try to do everything. Unified almost got taken down by Bruce, and he does get a return kill. That should never happen if you're Talon. At some point, or they're really hedging their bets on a massive team fight wombo combo in the late game, or Koala to get an insane hook. Mission, though, getting caught out. Candy goes on over, wants to try and join in onto the fight. Gemini is going to be the one soaking up the damage, and Candy's got to be careful. A decent amount comes back. PK going to teleport back into the mid lane. Koala still waiting on his hook, is going to get River as he goes over the wall to flash away from the Echo, though. Gets him back to safety. Hanabi in the back line. It forces out flashes left and right, and a hook from Kaiwing seals the deal on PK's fate as they take down 1 kill away from Machi. As Hanabi, he's on top of a ward, unfortunately, so they do know that Talon are baiting this. Bruce, though, he got hooked in, and he did not know that there was a Thresh right on top of him. Shockwave doesn't connect onto the Aphelios, and Bruce is going to get taken out.
Okay, this is the call now. You don't have that scary bullet time to deal AoE. Shockwave is off cooldown. You have PK not having teleport, so he has to manually go to the Baron pit for that response. And based from the movements of Machi, they are gonna give this away and let Talon get and escape this Baron scotch-free.
There we go. This Baron attempt. Ocean Drake is going to be spawning in 15 seconds. You see Machi, though, they want to try and hunt down Onivia immediately. Ends up going into stasis off the bat, and that's 5 members of Machi on top of Onivia. That's going to be the GA being used immediately. But guess what? Second tier tower in bot lane is being pushed here by the side of Talon. Onivia is trying to at least stall them as long as possible, but Talon have Baron buff. Machi have to go back.
And now they have to suffer without an inhibitor at the moment. And before they even try to defend, Talon will be the first one away and just try to pursue that
PK.
Ocean Drake.
He's going to look for possibly the flank here, but guess what? His team is already dead as River is able to avoid the shockwave. Kaiwing is going to be the sacrificial lamb at this point. Unified able to get a decent chunk of damage onto Bruce. PK still wants to try to find this flank onto the main member of Talon. Can he take down Unified? He sees Candy now coming around towards the side, and PK flashing on forward, but Unified has already shut him down, and Talon now has the edge onto the Ocean Drake.
I saw the plan. I liked the idea. Unfortunately, Machi was pretty much zoned out by the turrets of Aphelios, by Unified, and at the moment, there's a lot of respect to the damage that he can deal. So, with that said...
Oh, there's 2 turrets set up here by Unified, just trying to zone away the group of Machi. Hanabi wants to go for a flank. Are they able to get the hook? They do find it, though, onto Kaiwing immediately. That's the Thresh. In comes Candy on the flank with the Pantheon ultimate. Hanabi onto the back line. The bullet time is there, and they take down the supports on both sides. Hanabi now stuck into the Death Realm. He'll come back on out. Shockwave only lands onto River, and he's still alive at this point. Unified has gone untouched this entire time on the Aphelios as River is able to take down the Misfortune, and Talon are able to find the team fight in their favor.
And what's interesting, live soon, I feel like Machi, that could potentially be their last stand.
I really hope Talon doesn't go for a back here. If they go for a back, they give up full control of Elder Drake, and Machi can just go ahead and take it. That's going to be back coming out. Candy about half health there by Unified. Elder Drake is going to be started by Talon, and Machi, they're going to look for a miracle steal. They're going to hope for the best as they get Hanabi on the backside. But guess what? He's got GA, and he's happy to just go into your backline. Candy comes in, and he takes down the Orianna. Bullet time absolutely fans on its shots as Talon are still very healthy. River in the Death Realm comes back with his rewind. Hanabi onto the backline. He'll regen off the GA, and Gemini shall fall. Bruce is trying to do his best, but he gets absolutely obliterated. It's just Koala trying to save the base.
And there you go. We see that Talon, no need for the Elder Drake. There's a lot of long get timers on the side of Machi with only Koala there to defend the base. And it seems to me this series could really go the full stretch on our grand finals.
And like that, Talon are able to bring back this series into a 1-1, and they say, we are not here for a 3-0 sweep. We are here to go the long way around, and Talon take game 2.
Oh dear, oh my. And again, this is very reminiscent of what we've seen in the past series that they've first encountered in the playoffs. At least they have a ton of CC to chain to immediately burst down Unified when things get a little bit too sticky. And right now, Hanabi is opting towards it's open. Now it's more to be the head start for Talon to get this dragon. And in time as well to contest the next objective, which is Rift Herald. And that is, again, the game plan for Talon. Machi not pressured at all, as they will look into later on when they get their items. As we can see, there is a couple of advanced wards at least on this third brush near the Machi bot lane.
Candy.
Ooh, Candy in kill range.
Yeah, one more orb will do it. That's the flash on forward into the stun. Is it enough? River comes over toward the side. He's going to try and at least equal out that kill. It's going to be first blood, though, going on to mission as River is able to at least get a return kill onto the Grays, but kind of seeing a bit of a rollback of the playstyle that we didn't see yesterday, and now Gemini is looking to punish Candy without a flash available. This Galio is a sitting duck, and that's going to be the kill going on over to the wreck side.
And it makes me wonder what the plan was, opting to form a flank.
PK, can he actually pull the trigger? That's the ultimate coming on through. River has to flash away, but instantly into the depth charge, and he is just getting tossed around like a bouncy castle. He does get a return kill, and in comes Hanabi, at least going to try and follow up here and at least gain the advantage back in favor of Talon, trying to hold on from having to use his ultimate. Finally does. And that will be 2 kills for 1 in favor of Talon. You know what? River's actually able to get himself the return kill via the turret. Meanwhile, Gemini just trying to get on over the pit. It's not going to happen. PK, though, with another flank here on the Mordekaiser. This, though, is Hanabi in the middle. In comes the Galio for the knock-up. They're able to find it, but guess what? Re-engage from Koala into the bullet time, and Unified has to flash on over to safety, and it's Talon just rushing into these fights, but Machi are able to respond.
Beautifully.
Not seeing the style of play that we saw out of Talon in the series yesterday when they went for this combo. And again, Candy might get picked out here. The hook is going to land. The double taunt is going to connect into the Sky of the Week from the Unleashed Power. And Mission just absolutely deletes the Colossus.
What would be the next move for River, considering he has been farming most of the time to ensure that he has a lot of damage once he, you know, springs out of the jungle? But Gemini has been... There's a hook, though.
Oh, they get the hook onto Koala, able to pick out the Nautilus, and that should be enough to finish him off. Doesn't get himself to safety, and that'll be River's 3rd kill of the game as they now turn onto the Riptail.
Mission is poked out a little bit, but now Talon is starting the Dragon.
This is rather aggressive from Talon. Misfortune is in the mid lane, so there is no bullet time available. It's going to be taken already. Hanabi ends up popping the Death Realm right off the bat. It will be the 3rd Dragon going in favor of Talon, so they are 1 take away from Mountain Soul. I don't know, though. Machi have the inside track toward this mid lane, and they're going to try and cut off Talon, and River's got to be careful. That's the flash forward coming out from Kaiwing, able to get a connection onto the Maokai. It's the Maokai your main target you want to be looking for. Unified still healthy on the backside, getting a decent amount of damage. Kaiwing going down low. It's the sapling. Is it enough to take him down? No, as Hanabi is in the back line, and he's able to take down Koala. River flashes back over to safety. In comes the Hero's Entrance, and Unified is able to trade back a kill. Kaiwing very low, able to find safety. And Talon, somehow in the choke point, are able to walk away with the extra kill in hand. Never mind.
Coming from Unified was definitely enough for them to respect and not pursue anything else, as they were also busy having to deal with Hanabi. So the backline had pretty much comfortable free hit on towards that side. And in the meantime, it is battle of the 2 supports, Koala in as well as Kaiwing, to see who gets the hook first.
Talon try and get a push in. 15 seconds onto the Dragon. Sky of the Week is not going to connect. Talon can start pathing their way into the river. A bit scary as River's going to get caught out. That's going to be the depth charge used immediately. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, there's another one taking place. Bullet time, able to get damage onto Candy, but not enough to finish him off. Gemini gets himself back to safety. Unified, though, is in the middle of 4 members, and Mission and Bruce are able to take him apart. Scatter the Week onto 3 members.
Wow.
It's not enough, though, to survive, and now Mission is going to be the next target if he's not careful. Bruce in the Death Realm against Hanabi, and Hanabi's able to find the solo kill. Mission, though, trying to get himself back to safety. The grip is just enough to pull Mission back to safety, and now Candy needs to try and finish off the kill, and the Wars of Wind, there it is, able to find its target, and River is the lone member remaining alongside this Galio and Thresh. Gemini needs to look for a steal, but it looks like Mountain Soul goes in favor of Talon.
And there you go, that's the fight that they want to take, and unfortunately, it was Machi that started it in the form of Koala finding the graves, and I feel like that, you know, that distance between the mid lane and that wall just...
Without any member of Talon that's maybe stepping a little too far forward. Kaiwing, gotta be careful, he goes on the other side of this wall. He is going to see the shadows, does get the hook over, and wants to engage, and there you go. Gemini goes extremely low. In comes the Hero's Entrance, and they catch out the Rek'Sai. Hanabi wants to join in onto the fight. He's able to catch out Bruce. Bruce gets himself to safety, but River obliterates him with the Graves ultimate, and Talon, just full force in mid lane, are able to decimate Machi and head toward the Baron.
No jungler, no PK, no brute, just Mission is the only one left. This means that Machi is not able to interrupt anything away from Talon, and this is going to be a free Baron. And it's just that timing is so perfect too, because once they get a Baron, they can go get that reset and prepare for Elder Drake.
And there we go, Baron in hand, and like you mentioned, 2.5 minutes for the Elder Drake, and it shows if Talon are able...
A lot of control for Talon. QSS out though from Unified, but all of his summoner spells are still intact. It wasn't burnt at all.
And there Unified whacking away on the tower, has about a 600 health shield. So even if Mission was able to catch him out with a combo, he would still somehow survive. Meanwhile, topside, it's Candy pushing in onto the 2nd tier tower against PK as the rest of Talon look to rotate.
And that's going to be another inner tower down for the side of Machi. Talon is definitely getting a lot. I think the big problem is the towers and the damage. Look at Mission already chunked into a significant amount. And at this point, Kaiwing is going to meet his enemy support.
There we go. Engage onto Koala. He goes down pretty low. Isn't going to be taken down. Unified able to land the ultimate, and it'll take him down from half a screen away. Meanwhile, in the middle of the pit, it's Gemini taking on Bruce with Candy. The fight is split, but PK and Mission, they're losing out on their front, and Talon are decimating here still, as once again, Unified, even with the ultimate from Mission, doesn't even go below half health. The Syndra is able to survive, but Talon are looking for the base.
And there you go, that's a lot of death timers with only 3 members from Machi there to defend. And Bruce does have that bullet time to clear down the waves, but they gotta be careful as you're gonna be just on a standstill.
Bullet time comes down. Bruce gets caught out, able to QSL back to safety. Meanwhile, though, the Rek'Sai going to go into stasis. Talon are trying to push up forward. River's going to get caught out if he's not careful. A decent chunk of damage comes out from Bruce, and Machi are looking to hold the base. In goes Candy trying to support. Koala very close to getting a hook, but Talon are on the retreat.
And now for Talon, they can be satisfied getting that inhibitor, just going back to prepare for the Elder Drake, and they're still on the run.
This is the guts play that's coming out here from PK. He's going to try and look for a flank here onto River. If he can catch out the jungle, then Machi can't really do a whole lot. It's going to be the flash out from River trying to get back to safety, but guess what? Unified is there, and they're able to make firewood out of this Maokai, as once again, Machi are going to be at a man. Onivia, he's just going to act as bodyguard duty, trying to prevent Gemini from coming into the pit. It looks like Machi have conceded this, and it is now up to Talon to just walk into the base of Machi Esports and look to take Mission. Able to get a good combo off on Hanabi, but he gets himself back to safety. Meanwhile, top lane's going to be pushed in here by Talon. Mission maybe looking for a scatter of the week. Kaiwing's not able to land the hook, and that should be the inhibitor falling here once again for Machi. Work with base in shambles on the side of Machi. It looks like an okay early game. We were criticizing Talon for, maybe not being as proactive.
Machi thought that Talon was going to reset after the Baron, so that's the reason why Bruce was going for that push instead. But at least he made it back in time.
Here we go. First Nexus Tower going down as Unified is able to claim it. It's going to be Machi trying to do what they can. In comes the bullet timeout. They're able to take down Mission, and Unified still is untouched here on the Aphelios. River is on a rampage, and Talon are looking to take the hammer into Game 4 as they take down Machi here in Game 3 and lead the series 2-1.
What a win coming from Talon, and everybody's pretty much happy, especially that this is quite different from what we've seen in the best of 5 when they first met in the playoffs. It was alternating wins between the two teams, but this
I have a lot of fun picking the Yuumi beating Hover, but they decided to go with Thresh in the end. They didn't ban the Thresh. Thresh has been really big this series, and I'm not surprised.
The farm away here on the Graves as River's going to go ahead and start up the Infernal.
Yeah, even managed to get that blast cone and just dodge.
Gemini wants to try and come over. Candy's got to be careful though. Mission could go for a combo if he wishes to do so.
Oh, it hits.
Into the hook. Oh, Candy though. It's going to be True Shot Barrage coming up from the Ezreal, and his first blood going on to Bruce.
I don't know why I was so hyped because
you did see River was trying to position himself for a possible dive on the top lane onto PK. It's been rather quiet here in the top lane, and River's going to show himself pretty soon, already getting a decent amount of damage on Hanabi. In comes that Trundle, though, and River going to have to use his pillar. Candy coming over towards side, call the Forge God. That is 4 members of Talon in this top lane, and able to get him, but meanwhile mid, it's going to be this Ezreal getting more turret plates, as well as Gemini taking the second dragon.
Yeah, that's a lot of resources invested on towards topside, and unfortunately, Unified doesn't have anyone with him to be able to farm safely, and it's just gonna get poked out by Bruce. But with that said, it's gonna be except that, there's like 3 extra members going towards topside.
Yeah, and unfortunately he tried to at least avoid. Meanwhile, though, Mission was able to take down Hanabi. In comes Koala as well, and River, he can't finish off the kill.
Oh dear.
And now, unfortunately, he's going to get dove underneath the tower. In comes the Scatter of the Week. It's not going to connect. Bruce from mid lane, and Bruce is going to get a free tower here as well. And continuing to just inject gold as fast as possible as they can.
As the AD carry wasn't around, but unfortunately Machi had a really good start. There's still a lot of respect, and now they will opt to exchange this bottom side tower. And the problem is this Rift Herald is going to get 2 charges off of the next tower, and we'll have to see if Candy is able to at least destroy the eye and deny any sort of the next charge.
Oh, they're still going to get it. Kaiwing, can he get around to the side? No, he can't.
Nope.
And that's going to be another good charge here coming out. Teleport being popped here immediately by PK. Koala wanted to go for the engage. Scatter of the week, though, is going to connect onto Kaiwing, and he's going to get taken down low. Able to get into stasis, call the Forge God into the bullet time. PK, though, is able to survive. Now Onivia gets engaged upon by Koala, forcing the flash out of the orange.
Yes, since everybody is pretty much focused on banking on their damage items, and Hanabi is still, building towards this laning phase against PK with that Sunfire. So it is quite difficult to deal with the burst coming from the Syndra, considering that Mission got a couple of kills earlier on and actually likes to fight the late game 5v5s. But again, it is Candy not felt in the first 20 minutes of the game, so I feel like that would be a problem.
Oh, hook though lands on Koala instantly, though. True Shot Barrage just deletes Unified and crew. Kaiwing is just evaporated along.
He hasn't exactly had to invest on his summoner spells. It has been kept for quite a while since there's not a lot of threat again towards the backline of Machi, and it is supposedly Candy's job, but to sort of gain access towards Bruce, because there's a lot of vision being invested whenever Machi decides to siege, and that means Candy can't exactly find a perfect angle for them to catch Bruce by surprise.
Color Forge God going to come out from Hanabi, wants to try and make something happen here. Bruce, though, is safe over towards the side. Koala gets taken on down. PK, though, on this Aatrox gets absolutely obliterated. True Shot Barrage, though, onto multiple members, into the collateral damage, is able to trade back. Scatter of the week, does not find the target onto Unified. And it was close there for Machi, but they're only able to trade back 1 kill for 2, but they are continuing to push here onto the tower.
And Talon has no Bork on towards that Bork, and he has a 500 gold bounty on his head. That's a pretty juicy bounty, especially for Candy. He wants to get a little bit more damage on the burst.
There we go. A bit of a tug-of-war between these two teams, as there is the possibility now of Machi forcing this Game 5.
PK standing on a ward. What does Talon decide to do with this information?
They're able to get the jump on him immediately, gets himself over to safety for a little longer. That's going to be 2 ultimates. Hanabi also using the Call of the Forge God. No Misfortune ultimate, though, might be a bit risky. It's going to be trying to be Bruce, trying to kite on back into the True Shot Barrage, able to tag River as well as Unified, and Candy cannot answer. And gets Hanabi down to about 1,000 health. Machi are going to go ahead and start up the Dragon, looking to secure Soul. Candy over the wall, looking for a steal. In comes River, and it's going to go on over to Machi as they secure the Mountain Soul. River's going to get caught out by a Scatter of the Week into a knockup. In comes Hanabi, though, off the teleport. Gemini has to be careful. Bullet Time does some decent damage onto PK. Call of Forge God gets interrupted by Koala, able to prevent that activation, and Machi still trying to run back on the hills, but look at this. Talon, they're not able to finish off any member.
But now Machi starting this Baron, and they're pretty much in a comfortable lead to pursue this one.
So Machi looking to secure Baron here, allow them to actually look for some siege. And with Bruce finishing off his Bork already, be able to trend this down apart very fast. Top lane, it's PK split pushing and starting to knock on the door of Talon's base.
And with that, it's looking really grim for Talon, and they're now forced to defend through these Nexus towers. And at this point, a lot of value is being
just trying to pressure here onto Mission. Talon need to try and find something here, or else they will just continue to get sieged upon. Candy wants to jump in over the wall. Bruce already stepping forward. True Shot Barrage able to get a little bit of damage. Bruce gets caught out, able to find himself a little bit of safety, though, with the Arcane Shift off through the buffer. And it is going to be the tower now falling. 2 inhibitors exposed, 1 already taken down. PK wants to lead the charge in onto Kaiwing. PK, though, goes extremely low, gets himself back over to safety, and he'll get taken down by Candy as they are able to take down 1 member of Machi, but lose 2.
Much impact.
Talon just left the bot lane. Bot lane is still being pushed here for Talon. It's an all or nothing play if they can try and find this. In comes the teleport though immediately from Machi. You can see the hesitation in the eyes of Talon. Onivia wanted to try and get in onto the front line. True Shot Barrage able to find 3 members. Kaiwing going down low, and Bruce is able to find the first kill of the fight as he continues to go on a rampage. Candy though onto the back line, trying to take down PK, and he'll find his target, but the health bars of Talon are just too low, and the third inhib falls.
All Talon's already destroyed base, and with that said, the lead is just incredible. It's too much, and unfortunately, the heavyweight lies on Unified to get these kills, but unfortunately...
On to the Baron, Bruce is going to join, and for Machi, it is double super buff in hand, looking to tie this series and force the game 5 against Talon, and for Talon, it's going to require the miracle hold. Saw Candy, he's trying to jump in, but that Mountain Soul helps protect Bruce, and again, he's just going to get back up immediately. Candy just can't do the cooldown fast enough. Triple inhibs once again. Machi look to press into the base as they rotate back into mid and are going to allow the minions to help them out, as now the Nexus Towers are the only thing remaining for Talon. Bruce gets a nice shot. Gemini in for the ultimate, and the True Shot Barrage ends up taking down the clone. Onivia though wants to go for a re-engage, able to get the knock up immediately onto PK, but River, he shall fall. And unfortunately for Talon, it appears that in life, death, taxes, and Game 5s are inevitable as Machi are able to tie up the series and bring us to a final deciding game in our grand final. Spring is not over yet as they bring in home Game 4.
And there you have it. That is for the Silver Scrapes earlier, was foreshadowing the prophecy of what's to happen in this best of 5 series. And there we go. We're going to a Game 5 once again.
So if they're going to win this game, they've got to be aggressive in the early game. We've seen them fail to do that in the past. So if, again, these are the finals. If you're going to lock it in, you got to be ready to go hard. So
there's 2 junglers on the opposite sides of the map. Who's going to pull the trigger first? That is the question.
Gemini still hunting nearby. Kaiwing is going to get caught out here. Flash forward onto Unified. He has to get the flash out, but no, Koala able to put down the death sentence. And that's first blood going in favor of Machi, and you can already see the coaching staff.
For Machi, they also do have that priority, which means it is open for ganks. Maybe a lane gank could be the answer. River, not level 6 just yet.
Level 6, though, is there for Unified. In comes Candy, and there's the Rome squad coming through. And first kill on the board for Talon is going to be Candy. Gemini, though, able to get away by taking the dragon.
Whoa.
Tried to go for the kick. Isn't able to land, though, as Gemini is able to get the knock up and gets the tunnel to safety.
I think PK can make it in time to defend this tower.
There we go. Talon are going to be pretty happy. It gets gold onto Unified at least, and it's going to at least accelerate him to get a little bit more lethality into the kit. So it is a cheap item build, at the very least here for Talon. Surprise, it's not really PK, it's just the Nico now realizing, hey, the real Horn is about to come in and teleport, and that's going to be the ultimate being used. Call the Forge God interrupted immediately, though, by Kaiwing, and there goes the main engage on the side of Machi. Candy wants to try and get some damage off. Nico into the back line, uses the Pop Blossom. Not able to find a kill, though. Bruce, though, is still pretty healthy. Does have to back off, and Mission will get taken down. In comes the Pantheon onto the back line, and he's able to get the stun on Bruce and take him down. It's a double kill for Candy.
And that's the fight that Talon is looking to go and Aphelios.
They saw it there, big buff on Ko for the Talon squad, already getting the cheers in. They know that's what they need to do here early, and that is going to be the first spawning here in about a minute, and it looks like they'll also be able to secure their first tower of the game in the top lane.
Timing is perfect too, with Mission pushing this top side, therefore gaining more control.
Match with Mission. Could look to steal the ultimate if he wishes to. Kaiwing also nearby was able to catch out that Koala was there, and we'll see them start to maybe go for a flank. Teleport is going to come on in. That is going to be Candy, and Mission, if he tries to go for that, he will die himself, as now that's going to be Koala getting taken on down. Mission's trying to get back to safety. Meanwhile, Unified's going to cut out his route. In comes Shelly as well, looking for the push, and unfortunately for Mission, well, luckily he's able to avoid the chain of corruption, and this poor Nico is finally going to get taken on down, as well as the first tower going over to Talon as they start picking up the pace.
And no one's there to destroy this Rift Herald, so that's full value on that second charge on this inner tower at top side. And with Machi, they choose to exchange. Dragon is about to spawn in a few seconds, And in terms of summoner spells, everything is online for Machi, but they have to be careful. There's another teleport coming from Talon.
He's going to try and commit onto Candy immediately. He's able to decently interrupt a decent amount of the damage. A lot is being used. PK onto the back line. Candy wants to try and get himself to safety, but he does not have his flash available. Talon now at a man disadvantage. The teleport's going to come out from Candy, and they are able to find themselves their third dragon of the game.
And with that, pressure builds for the fourth dragon later on. They really have no choice but to fight.
Try and answer. Pantheon ultimate is off cooldown. Candy may look for the dive into the backline. Unified also nearby, ends up popping his ultimate. River into the backline, trying to steal it away. It is going to go on over as PK is able to secure it. Pop Blossom though, and both members of Machi in the pit are taken down. No Aphelios left, and River looking to try and run away with his life. Lantern comes out to save PK. But in the end, it is
a little bit more defensive items after you manage to garner all of those damage stacked in. And that's a 5-1-2 Candy at the moment, but unfortunately, it is not.
The Dragon is going to get leashed back, though, to more Talon. Machi, though, get the inside track. PK is just trying to run interference. River trying to go in for the steal, and he gets it! Mountain Soul contained there for Talon, and Candy jumps in on the back line, and Bruce gets taken down. Mission uses the Pop Blossom to try and get himself to safety, but River, the absolute mad lad, was able to steal away the Dragon from Machi, and the triple kill for Candy. Ping's going on to the base. Talon's looking for the end.
What a complete upset this is happening right now in the grand finale, as there's a lot of death timers on the side of Machi with PK. We will be the next one to fall. This is insane. This is crazy.
And for Talon, it's going to be the inhibitor taken. Mission is limping back to his fountain. Hanabi wishes to end this. He wanted a championship. The entire roster did themselves. It's the ace for Talon, and they're going to make Machi bleed crimson, as with that, they'll take home the Spring Split Championship in the PCS.
I am shocked. Shocked and happy for Talon. Look at their happy faces. All of the BO5s that they had to go through is just 100% worth. Incredibly happy for Talon Esports.
And you even see their coaching staff is pretty happy themselves. So